Hi, this is Mark Wiltshire. Thanks for joining me on another episode of the Explore Finland radio show. This week we talk about Jokkis racing, also known as Finnish Folk Racing. The first part of the episode this week, I speak to Emilia Uutela. Emilia races Jokkis cars, and first of all we spent a bit of time talking through exactly what Jokkis racing is and how she got involved and why she does it. And then a few weeks after that recording, Emilia invited me to watch her race. It was actually the day that my parents arrived for a visit in Finland, so I took the whole family to a small town called Harma, a little way north of Seinäjoki here, and we watched Emilia in action. And I won't tell you too much now because you'll hear me speaking to her at the race day, before, during and after the race, and to see how she got on that day. Before we listen to the interview, I just wanted to say hi and thank you to a couple of people who got in touch with me through Facebook, both of them actually in America. Firstly, there's Philip, who lives in a town called Fairport Harbor in Ohio, and wrote to me to tell me about the Finnish Heritage Museum that they have out there. And also there was Kevin, who from Minnesota, who, despite being a fan of Vasa FC, who are the nearest rivals to Seinäjoki, it's still very, very good to hear from you, Kevin, and thanks for both of you for taking time to reach out to me and let me know that you're listening, that you enjoy the show, and that you've got some kind of connection to us over here in Finland. If anyone else wants to do the same thing, Facebook is a great place to just drop me a line, a message, or a comment on a post like these guys, and I'll be happy to hear from you. That's enough preamble from me. Let's head over now, hear my conversation with Emilia, and then head out to the race day where it gets a bit noisy, and also where I did screw up the recording of the very last segment with Emilia. The audio quality is a little bit different, and that's user error, so apologies for that. But you can still hear what she's saying, so I left it in there. So here's Emilia. I'm here today with Emilia Uutela. There's a little bit of background noise, which normally would be a bit off-putting, but when we get onto the subject of what we're talking about today, it will be completely appropriate. And soon the person outside the window here with their motorbike will disappear and we'll be able to talk in peace. But Emilia, thank you for speaking to me today.
Yeah, thank you.
This is, as I often say at the start of these recordings, this is a subject I know very little about. And you introduced it to me a few weeks ago as Jokkis racing, which I explained to you before we started, caused quite a bit of confusion in my household. So for everyone that's listening, maybe you can explain a little bit about what is Jokkis racing.
Yeah, so Jokkis is from Jokamiehenluoka, and in English it's Finnish Folk Race.
Folk racing, okay, yeah. That's good. The literal translation, the Google translation was Everyman's class of racing, but
I also checked it, and that's not the correct word.
Okay, so Finnish folk racing, I like that. That sounds kind of romantic somehow.
Well, maybe somehow, yeah.
And what is Jokkis racing? What are you racing?
Well, we are racing with old cars like Fiat and old Beetles and that kind of, and they have been like renovated and took everything unnecessarily off. And then the security equipments have been put like safety bars and that kind of stuff, so it should be safe to drive the car. Yeah. And then you have also done something to the engine, like maybe tune it up a little bit.
So you've taken an old small car and you've put some kind of jet engine in there.
Yeah.
And you go racing around.
Yeah. So like depending on the engine and also who has done it, but the best engines will accelerate from let's say from 0 to 100 kilometers about in 5 seconds.
Okay,
So
that's pretty quick for an old Fiat or Beetle. And tell my listeners why it is I'm talking to you about this today. How are you so connected to this with this Jokkis racing?
Yeah, so that's my maybe the only hobby I have now.
Okay.
So, well, you can say that you have lost your heart to it.
Yeah.
So that's from, well, if you have races in the winter time, this was quite bad winter because we didn't have enough ice to do these races, but it's like all year round.
And you actually drive yourself?
I drive,
Okay.
in the women's class.
Yeah, okay.
I've been driving around 10 years.
It's something I did a little bit of research before we sat down to talk today, and it's something I noticed that it's kind of the class that the juniors start to move their way through into more powerful forms of racing.
Yeah, so you can start racing in the year that you will be 15 years old.
Okay, 15.
Yeah.
And of course, because we're in Finland, many people are born with petrol running through their veins. I've learned that, and I like the fact that this is the second season of the podcast, and I've managed to find someone else to talk to about racing. And actually, again, it's a woman, so it proves it's not just the men that are born with petrol in their veins.
Yeah, there are also women, and the biggest competition in this it was on the 1st of May.
Okay.
There was for 91 women
really
in the competition. Yeah.
Okay.
In Veteli.
Not all on the track at the same time.
No. Not at all.
Where do you race? What sort of this kind of seems to me a little bit like what I've seen as a kid, which we called banger racing or stock car racing, where the bangers they're there to sort of smash into each other, and from how you've described it so far and the pictures I've seen, it seems like a similar kind of racing. Is that the case? Is there lots of crashing? You've got a smile on your face that suggests it probably is.
Yeah. Well, it should not be like this banging.
Okay.
There are rules, and you are not allowed to hit another car.
All right.
You will get warning for that, and if you get 2 warnings, you will get a black flag, and then you are not allowed to join the competition anymore. But there are also these crashes, and also, well, anything can happen. Yeah.
What did your parents think when you said, "I'm going to start racing these cars"? And there might be some accidents.
My dad and little brother came to my first competition, and they was also smiling when I came from the track, and well, they didn't. I think it wasn't a surprise for them. So,
what is the track like? Again, I'm referring back to my childhood, and it was in a kind of like a speedway track. So it was a round track, or sometimes a figure of 8 track. But where are these races? Where do they take place?
They take places like to. Well, in the South Ostrobothnia we have lots of races. They are like closed races. There are people who are holding these competitions, and some judges that will give these flags also and warnings. But they are quite different races. I'm not sure how many here is, but there are shorter and also longer tracks, and very, very difficult.
And all different lengths and different shapes of track and different surfaces. You mentioned ice. What other surfaces do you
there is
race
this. I don't know what is asphalt.
Well, asphalt kind of translates and like concrete or something like that. Yeah.
So that kind of, and also Sora.
Sora, I don't know, but we can find out.
Yeah, we can find it out.
But you have some kind of like dirt tracks as well.
Dirt tracks, and there are the place the starting point is also asphalty.
Yes,
and then there is this dirt, and some of these mutkat. when you drive straight and then...
The curbs.
Curves,
Yeah.
That one. So they are usually, well, depending on the track, but they are asphalty or dirt.
Which I guess throws lots of dust in the air and just adds to the chaos.
It's wet, so you can imagine how it looks like.
You do have windscreen wipers on your cars.
Yeah.
That's not something you've removed.
Yeah, no, we have not removed them, but sometimes they are too slow and it's quite difficult to see.
Are you in the car on your own? You don't have a co-driver or anything?
You don't. It's not allowed
Yeah.
to get someone into the car, so you are all by alone.
Where did this... I'm interested in general where Finland got its passion for motor racing from, but where did the Jokkis, the folk racing, start? What's the kind of history of when it started?
Well, I'm not sure when it started. There have been like over 20 years, I think over 30 years, but it's like a cheaper one than like rally or that kind.
Yeah.
So it's it's easier to start with Jokkis.
Which is, I guess, why it's folk racing. It's
Yeah.
everyman's
Well,
racing.
that's all of the Google was also right.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah.
true. It did explain a little bit to me, and the smaller the car, relatively less expensive, so you can get out there and get racing.
Yep.
And there's been organised racing for 20 or 30 years.
Yeah.
You say, and I dare say before that some disorganised racing that
Yeah.
probably led to the...
To this one, yeah.
We've talked about at the beginning of July, fairly close to here, and this is July 2015, so we're recording this a little bit ahead, although by the time this gets published it will be in the past. We're going to go and to one of the races nearby here in Kauhava.
Yeah.
What is that event all about? What's going on that particular?
Well, that's competition is held before they have these härmäläiset häjyilyt in Kauhava, and there are lots of happenings during the week. But this is like the first happening for the häjyilyt, and it's held by Härmas Association. I'm also in the association.
On the board or something.
On the board. Yeah.
And this is the area of Harma, which is the area that Kauhava is in. Yeah. Okay. So this race is part of a larger kind of festival's not quite the right word, but a week of sort of activities and festivities.
Yeah.
That are going on.
Yeah.
Okay. What is this track that we're going to see? What's it like?
Yeah, it's a bit short one, but I think, well, I have driven so many times in there, so it's easy for me. But some of them who drive there the first time say it's a bit difficult because it's like the first. What was the mutka?
Curve.
Curve. I have to write that.
Yeah, and I'm writing it down as well. And all of these Finnish words that come up in the conversation, I will add them in the show notes. So,
okay.
Well, by the time you're listening to this, there will be show notes available, and you can see the Finnish words that crop up in this episode.
Yeah. So
Emilia, keep throwing those words out, and I'll keep writing them down.
So the first curve is quite tight, so that's the difficult part of the race. And it's, well, if you come to see the race, you can see the whole track from there.
Is there some kind of like a grandstand or terrace or something that
you
can stand
can
on?
go. The track is lower than the katsomo.
Yeah, okay. So where the place where the crowd can watch from.
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay, and can you get all the way around the track, or...?
No, just like the half of it. Yeah.
Okay. But that's good. For me, I enjoy that more than perhaps watching Formula One or a rally where you just see one bit.
So here you can see the whole competition.
Yeah, the whole race taking place and people.
And also the place where the cars are, and you can see what they are doing to the cars and
Can you walk around and see the cars while they're being walked?
As well.
That's nice. Yeah, I think it'll be fun to come along for the day or for the morning or whatever and see what's going on. And I guess this event that we're coming to see is part of you mentioned before, a year-long schedule of events. So if people are here in Finland and they want to find something when they're visiting or something local to them, is there a website that they should go to?
Yeah, so it's autourheilu.fi and it's Finnish Automobile Association.
Yes, okay.
So there is this own page for Jokamiehenluoka, and there is this competition schedule. So you can see when the competitions are held and in which place.
And I'll put the links to that in the show notes as well. How long have you been doing this racing yourself?
Well, I have been racing for about 10 years now, and
you're quite experienced now.
Well, yeah. First, there was like 1 or 2 races in a year that I was in a competition, but in last year I took part to 25. Okay,
that's like one every second week.
Yeah. Well, some weeks also in Saturday and on Sunday.
Okay, yeah. What's the scariest thing that's happened to you out there on the track?
Well, I don't know if there is these scary things. A few weeks ago, there was my first crash when I fall over.
Okay,
went over 3 times.
That's pretty scary.
Well, yeah, but
you enjoyed it, didn't you? I can see your face. So you enjoyed it.
It wasn't so bad. So, well, it wasn't so scary, yeah. But that's like the biggest crash I've had.
Normally, you're so far ahead of the other cars that there's nothing, no one can keep up with you.
Sometimes, but there will be. I don't know if there is few competitions where I haven't got any little crashes.
Yeah.
Mostly there are something.
There's something. And do you fix up your car yourself?
Well, I drive to be fixing it out, but my man does the work.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. You've got some help.
Yeah.
Quite right.
I'm trying to help him.
Does he race as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
He has been racing from the 15-year-old.
Right, okay.
So he's now 30, so half of the life.
Why do you do it? What do you enjoy about it? How does it make you feel?
Well, maybe it's the speed, and you are trying to be better and better, and going faster and
seeing yourself get a better time,
that's also,
or feeling like you're getting better at racing.
Yeah, and it feels great when everything goes just the way you want it. Yeah. But there are also these races that it doesn't go the way.
And when you're racing through the year, is each race kind of separate, or is there an end of year winner? Is it a series that has a winner? Or
yeah, there are these in Pohjanmaa, in Ostrobotnia area. There is this. I think this year there are 5 competitions where you can get points. And at the end of the season, there will be 3 tests of the women's class, youth class, and all of these classes. You will get a
trophy or something.
You will get a trophy prize.
Yeah. Okay. How many of those races have taken place so far?
2 of this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So by the time
this Häjylyt is the 3rd one.
Right. Okay. And how are you doing so far?
I think I have few points.
Okay.
It was in Kauhajoki and there was quite wet, and the car wasn't. Well, it was
the windscreen wipers.
Yeah. I barely did see the track, so I was 4th in there. So I did get few points.
So I have to keep an eye on your position in this competition between now and the end of the season, and by the time the podcast goes live, we'll be able to put a link to the table, and people will be able to see how you did.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to the race day, and it's actually the day that my parents are arriving over here in Finland for a holiday. So that's probably going to be the first thing that we do, is to come and see you in action.
Okay.
So I think I'll make sure I bring my camera and get a few pictures of you in all your gear.
Yeah.
And actually in action out there on the track. I think that would be good. So thanks for talking to me today before I come and see you, and thanks for inviting me to come along and watch you race. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Good luck, I guess, and I'll see you on race day.
Yeah. See you then, and nice to have you there.
Okay, so it's race day. We're here at the track. It's pretty much as Emilia described it. It's noisy with the car engines and the commentary going on. It's a beautiful sunny day. So the track of this tarmac and dirt. There's dust everywhere, and there's two green grassy banks either side of the starting grid where people are sitting on armchairs, on camping chairs, on rugs, anywhere they can get a good vantage point. I'm going to first of all try and find Emilia, have a look at her car, which she's told me is car number 56, see how she's feeling about the racing, and then go and take my position up on the on Nature's grandstand and see how it all goes. So I'll head up there now and we'll go and find Emilia. Emilia, hi. It's good to see you here on race day. How are things going so far? We came to find you at car number 56.
Yeah, well, number 56 got broken.
Okay.
My friend drove with that, and the engine stopped. So
the engine
nothing
stopped?
to do. Nothing to do with that. And then my boyfriend's car is, well, it's not that good.
Okay.
So we are now trying to fix our friend's car, which has some injuries, like in the wheels and that kind of stuff.
Well, that doesn't sound very positive.
Yeah, but let's see. We have like 30 minutes break, so we should be on time.
I was walking through the pit area here with my dad, and we stopped next to your car. I said, yeah, it's definitely this 56. And he pointed to the car next to it, and he said, I think they're welding that car together. Surely they're not going to race that again.
Yeah.
And that's your car?
Yeah, that's my car.
Okay. So when we spoke before, you said that the cars here are all fairly even in how they perform because of this rule about people being able to make an offer on the car. So no one spends much more than the others. But you also just said that your boyfriend's car isn't very good. So is his car always less good, or is it just having a bad day?
No, that's not having a bad day. We get that car from a few weeks ago from the competition.
Okay.
And he has been so busy because we had this Finnish championship.
Yeah.
So he was trying to fix a car to that competition. So he hasn't done anything to that one that he was driving.
Okay, so he's just turned up here today to see how it goes. Okay. So you're racing now this afternoon, race number 7.
Yeah.
We're going to go and take up our position on the grassy hill.
Yeah.
And we'll come and find you after the race. Hopefully, you'll still be smiling after the race, and you can explain to us how the rest of the day goes from there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's see.
Okay. Emilia, again. after the race now. It went quite well.
Well, yeah, quite well. It was the first start for today, and before my turn there was this ambulance break, and I had to wait in the car, and it's quite hot in here, so I think I slept in the starting area.
Because we were on the hill where I said we would be, and the far side of the track, 2 cars were together for a large part of the lap, and then they went up a hill and they never came down again, and they had to be, well, one of them was towed away and the other one was lifted away. Yeah. So you were on the start line?
Yeah, I was on the start line, yeah. And In the car.
Yeah, there's not air conditioning in these cars.
No,
okay.
not in this one.
So when the lights went, you weren't quite ready.
Yeah, I was sleeping and I was like, oh no, I should be already going.
Yeah, okay. Well, I watched you start and you seemed to get away okay, but you think it could have been better.
Yeah, it could have been better.
But you finished second.
Yeah, so...
And what does that mean for the rest of the day?
So I'm going to semi-finals. It's the next start for me. And 2 of them goes to a final.
Yeah.
Which is the best today. And then the rest of 4, 5 and 6... No, 3, 4, 5 goes to the sijoituskarsinta, where you can also...
A bit like a wild card or a runners-up.
Yeah,
place,
runners-up, yeah. 2 of them go to finale.
Yeah, okay,
yeah.
Okay. So you're still well in with it. There's points riding on today's results as well. And I looked at the standings midweek. You sent me the link to the standings, and you're kind of halfway at the moment. So you're still well in there. Yeah,
and yesterday here was also a competition. It was with this etuveto cars. Like cars who, not this Fiat, like a Datsun Finn and that kind of cars.
Okay, something a bit bigger.
Yeah, a bit bigger ones, yeah. I drove also, it was my first time, and I was 4th.
Okay.
So that went very, very well. So I did get a few points also yesterday.
A good weekend so far then?
Yeah, so far. Let's see what happens next.
Well, we were talking about the accident that was in the race before yours, and now the ambulance that's on duty here is busy and may have to go away. So we don't know how long that might take. Any idea at the moment when your next race will be?
When, well, I think I checked it out, but I don't remember it anymore. I think it was number 15, and now the next one is number 8.
Yeah,
so it may take a while. And we are waiting another ambulance to come, because that one is going to take a person to the hospital.
Yeah.
I think she injured her arm or that kind of.
Hopefully not too serious, but she needs to be checked.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll get a chance to speak afterwards. If not, then thank you very much for today.
Yeah,
and if we do, then I'll see you shortly.
Okay.
Emilia, congratulations.
Thank you.
So we spoke to you before the semi-final. It's now after the final, and you won.
Yeah, I did won.
It's fantastic. It's more than I could have expected the first time I came here.
Yeah.
You were complaining about your start in the heats. How was it in the last 2?
Well, in the last start, everything went just how it should.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just watched the fast volume.
Yeah, pedal.
Yeah, I just pushed the pedal down when the lights shut down, and then it moved like it should.
Yeah, it worked for you this time. And there was dust there in the final. What happened? There was one car ended up on its roof. What happened there?
I don't know what happened, because all happened behind me.
Okay, that's perfect.
Like there was 2 or 3 cars together.
Yeah. Okay.
So one of them went on the roof.
Yeah, and lucky for you, it happened behind you.
Yeah.
Because you had a good start.
Yeah, I had a good start, and there was this. Well, you are not allowed to go like ohittaa.
Overtake.
Yeah, overtake another car when it's this situation that there is someone on the road.
Okay. So once you were ahead, you knew you were ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I'd known that, because I was really nervous. Just thinking, okay, just hold it now. But there was no one going to get past you this afternoon.
Luckily.
Thanks for inviting us down here today.
And nice to get you here.
Yeah, it's good. It's kind of, you can see where the spirit of Finnish racing is alive and well here now. There's dust everywhere, the petrol fumes in the air, and everyone's it seems to be enjoying themselves. And the races come quick and often, so there's no chance to get bored.
Gone, like, very well.
Yeah, it has.
Very well organised.
And even the ambulance we were talking about before, there was no delay. No. You were straight back on and away again. So you got more points now. A win should push you up the rankings.
Yeah, so it should.
And by the time this podcast goes out, we'll be quite near the end of the season, I guess. So maybe we'll be able to put final rankings. So.
Yeah.
Well done, congratulations, and
Thank you.
thanks again for having us here today.
Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of the season.
Yeah, you too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, I just wanted to say one more time, big thank you to Emilia for giving me her time and for being such a great driver that she gave us a win on the day that we went to visit her. That wasn't obviously scripted, but if I could have scripted it, that's how it would have been. So well done, Emilia. And also, you'll see from the show notes that by the time this has actually been published, the Jokkis season is over, and Emilia in the Ostrobotnia Pohjanmaa series, five races held in this area. Emilia was the winner of that series, so well done for that, and also came third overall in the Jokkis series for the over the whole country. So it looks like I chose my interviewee really well. I got someone who not only can talk the game, but she knows how to drive as well. So congratulations, Emilia. Don't forget to head over to iTunes or Stitcher Radio to subscribe to the show, to rate and review the show. All of these things will help me to reach out to a bigger audience. As I said before the interview, reach out to me on Facebook. Be very happy to hear from you. But also on Twitter, on Google Plus and Instagram. You can find other ways to follow what I'm up to over here in Finland. And also, if you head to the website to explorefinlandpodcast.com, you can follow the show on WordPress, and every time I publish a new episode, you'll get notified that it's available, and you can find it and listen to it in whatever way you choose to listen to it. So, one final time, thanks again for listening, and until the next episode, thanks a lot. Bye-bye.